Today is Thursday, Parashat Vaetchanan. One of the subjects in the parasha of this week is the Ten Commandments. And one of the Ten Commandments, actually the final one of the Ten Commandments, is Lo Tachmod, do not covet, do not be jealous of the other person. Don't be jealous of his belongings. Don't be jealous of what he has. Don't say why he has that and not me. Don't be desirous of whatever belongs to your neighbor, thinking that I should have it and not him. That kind of a thought and that kind of emotion is something that Torah tells us not to have. And this does not involve action necessarily. It's all about emotions and certain desires that are within the person. And that only Hashem can command us to not have those feelings, those desires. In terms of a man-made law, you cannot tell a person don't have those feelings or don't have those desires, the jealousy. Hashem can tell us because Hashem sees everything that is even in the thought and in the heart of each and every person. But when a person has complete faith in Hashem, then he realizes that everything that Hashem grants you or your neighbor or anybody comes from Hashem. And therefore, whatever is his is his, whatever is yours is yours. There's no such a thing as to be desirous of the other, because Hashem gave him a set of circumstances for him to go whatever tests he needs to go through, and gave you your set of circumstances for you to go through whatever challenges or tests or whatever growing you need to do. And each person has his own qualities, his own character traits, and each person has a whole set of circumstances that is really tailor-made for each person by Hashem. You cannot ask, why don't I have like the other person? Because you're not supposed to go through whatever the other person is going through. And really, if you start comparing notes, that person who may have an incredible amount of wealth may have certain things in his life that are happening that you wouldn't want to trade with. And therefore, have complete faith that whatever Hashem has granted you or him is exactly what you need for you and what he needs for him. And there is no reason then to covet or to desire the other, because it's like you would want to be another person and not you. Whatever you are and whatever Hashem has granted you is exactly tailor-made for you, and whatever the other person has is tailor-made for you, for him. And therefore there is no reason to desire what the other person is or has. But there is another aspect of this mitzvah of Lo Tachmod. If we notice the way that Lo Tachmod is written in the Torah, it doesn't have a vav. In other words, it can be read also as Lo Techamed. Don't be coveted. So wait a minute, I understand about not coveting and not being jealous of another person. What does it mean, don't be coveted by others? That's their responsibility, not mine. Well, what it means is, do not be flashy. Don't show off. Don't be in people's faces to cause others to be jealous, because that's also an aspect that is forbidden. I mean, one example today, you go to a vacation, in Hawaii or wherever it is, and you start taking all sorts of pictures and sending them on your Facebook page and the whole world to see how great a time you're having and how fantastic things are, and you're causing others to be jealous maybe. There's no reason to flash and put it in their face. There's something called fear of missing out. You're causing other people not a fear of missing out, and it may cause other people also jealousy. So it's a good idea to be discreet and not to flash and be flashy or to flaunt whatever you have, because that may cause others to covet, and you don't want to bring those feelings into another person. So there are two aspects here. Don't yourself covet, and don't make it so to be flashy to cause others to covet. And that's the 10th commandment of the Aseret HaDibrot, the 10th of the 10 commandments. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.